As an Eagle fan, it is important for me to bring the bad news to Cowboy fans, Niner fans, and everybody else. Your hope that the Eagles are going to fade during this tough part of the schedule isn't going to happen, because the fact of the matter is this: the Eagles have not yet peaked. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So, there's a thought that because the Eagles are getting ready to hit the tough part of their schedule, that somehow they are going to collapse and lose all these games and just fade away into oblivion, as Mike Tyson would say.
I might get fade into oblivion, you know what I mean?
But that's not the case, because the Eagles have not yet peaked. The Eagles have not yet begun to play their best football. Now, before we get into all of it, a quick announcement. I am not going to stream tomorrow night's Thursday night game. I believe it's the Panthers and the Bears. All right, I'm going to rest my voice. I am not even going to bother with that because they stink.
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh, son of a bitch! Nobody wants to watch that game. You'd rather see me stand up here and I could just dance for you than to watch that. So I am going to rest my voice, though. I will be streaming this week. I will be streaming the 49ers-Jaguars game, and then I will be streaming Cowboys-Giants. Although, you know, I think that's going to be a blowout. But we'll have fun nonetheless, laughing at Mark Holmes, watching him eat. Who, by the way, owes me a shirt. But we're in conflicts of what it could say. So we'll figure that out later. Now, we do have some Eagles breaking news. And this happened last night, of course. Nakobe Dean has a Liz Frank injury and is going to head back to the IR. Yes, that is right. Nakobe Dean is headed back to the IR with a Liz Frank injury on the foot. This is the opposite foot that he went on the IR for before. But you have to wonder, and you have to start questioning, is Nakobe Dean the answer? Is he the linebacker that we're hoping he was going to be? Listen, I was thrilled to death. I thought Nakobe Dean was a total steal in the third round, but it's looking more and more like that may not be the case. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say he's washed, he has no chance. I'm not going to say that. But the biggest problem for Nakobe Dean at this point is he can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy enough, long enough to be on the field. A lot of people will get on him. He can't cover. He can't do this. To me, the biggest thing for him on the field and his play is he's got to play. He needs the opportunity to get snaps. He needs to be able to play. But to constantly be hurt, playing, it doesn't help. And I, most likely, when he came back off of the IR the first time, I would have not have put him back in the starting role. I'd have rotated him in, but I would not have removed Morrow, because Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham have been really good for us. And actually, now that you're going to get that combination, it's not going to hurt the Eagles on the field at all. But it's definitely fair to start wondering about Nakobe Dean. And I hope that he could come back from this injury, and I hope he could show us something. But I think we're at the point now, and you know, I know this is against the Eagles and what they do, but I really would love to see them get a linebacker one of these days early in the draft. I would. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at Jeremiah Trotter Jr. going, oh, hell yeah, let's get that mother humper in there. Let's go. Will it happen? Probably not. But the Eagles, in my opinion, I would like to see them do a little more at the linebacking position. Now, I don't want to give up on Nakobe Dean. I'm not ready to call him a bust, although a lot of people are. But there's a lot of questions about him. First and foremost, can he stay healthy? He hasn't shown that he's durable and can stay healthy in this league so far. So we just have to accept that for what it is. Do I think it's going to hurt the Eagles in the long term? No, I do not, because I think the Philadelphia Eagles have played pretty good with Nicholas Morrow and Cunningham. The problem is who do you have beyond that if those guys go down? and that's where we're really thin. Linebacker continues to be an issue for us. This is going on about 20 years now, so nothing's new, with a few occasional times where it's been okay. But yeah, it's a shame that Nakobe Dean is going to be out again on IR. Now, I know that the big talking heads out there in the media, the Cowboy fans, their big thing is this: oh, well, don't worry that we lost to the Eagles, because the Eagles, they're getting ready to play the hard part of their schedule. They got at Kansas City. Then they're at home against Buffalo, home against the 49ers. Then they got to go to Dallas. And, oh, we're going to beat them in Dallas because we know how to beat them now. Whatever. And then at Seattle. And everybody going, oh, yeah, the Eagles, they're not going to be able to get through that schedule. What makes you think? What makes you think the Eagles can't get past that schedule? I mean, to me, the toughest game on that stretch is the Kansas City Chiefs game, okay? But here's the thing. It's an AFC game. Even if you lose that game, really not going to hurt you in a tiebreaker, not going to hurt you with your conference record. Same thing with Buffalo. So if you were to lose those two games, which they won't, they're AFC games. Week 13 at San Francisco in Philly. The Eagles are going to beat. First off, let me rewind back. All right, the Eagles could go in and beat the Chiefs. It is not impossible. Okay, you look at the Eagles and you tell me, what game have the Eagles played a complete game? Where has their complete game been yet? This team has not even peaked. They haven't peaked yet. Okay, that's scary. That should be very scary for the NFL. The Eagles beat teams not even playing their best football. That is the truth. If you look at all the games so far, the best game, most complete game, was probably that Miami Dolphins game. And they had the most dangerous, scary offense that we were going to deal with. If you look at the Dallas game, it wasn't until the third quarter in which we went out and imposed our will on the Cowboys and pretty much took that one quarter, blew it open, and then that was it. Kind of coasted and held on to win. We took the foot off the gas. We took the foot off the gas with Dallas. We have not even yet to begin to play our best football. Yet we're 8-1, best record in the NFL. Okay, so I don't know where these people think the Eagles are just going to collapse. What do you think? They're going to lose to Kansas City, lose to Buffalo, lose to the Niners, we're going to just lose 5 games in a row? It's not going to happen. Let me explain something. I've said this before, but I want to show you guys, all right? So you got the Kansas City, then you have Buffalo at home, 49ers at home, at Dallas, and at Seattle, okay? So let's say at worst case scenario, let's say the Eagles win against Buffalo and the Niners. Those are 2 home games, right? The rest are on the road. So that would bring the Eagles to what? 10 wins, okay? So this is just hypothetical. This isn't meaning that I'm saying the Eagles are only going to win 2 of the next 5. I'm just throwing a hypothetical. That's like the worst case scenario I could possibly see happening. Okay, so let's say they win 2 out of the next 5. They lose to Kansas City, beat Buffalo, beat the Niners, lose to Dallas, and lose to Seattle. Okay, so now the Eagles, they would be what? The Eagles would be 10-3, right? They'd be 10-3. So now, right? Am I correct here? Let me think. 1, 2. They'd be 10-4. I'm sorry. I'm a very stupid person.
It's not of the first magnitude.
What can you say? So they would be 10-4 with 3 games left to play if they were to win the next 2 out of 5. So the next 3 games are the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants. That's how they finish the year. So if the Eagles, in the worst case scenario, let's say went 2-5 in the stretch of the hard games, right? They would still end up with 13 wins because they would win 2 games. That would take you to 10, and you're going to win the Giants, Arizona, and Giants. You're going to win those games. That at worst case scenario, this team right now, my point is this. At worst case scenario, the Eagles are a 13-win team. At worst case scenario, they're a 13-win team right now. That's just the facts of the matter. So the Eagles are headed for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And I think they could beat Kansas City. I think they could beat the Buffalo Bills. I think they will beat Buffalo, and I think they will beat the 49ers. And then I think the big shocker is going to be against Dallas when Dallas thinks that they're going to run all over us. And I see the Cowboy fans, they're crazy too, because they're also going, oh, well, holy crap, you hear that? Dude, those are fighter jets. Oh, hell's breaking loose. Oh, hell's breaking loose. But anyways, so, you know, the Cowboys, they're talking about our schedule, and they're like, oh, the Eagles are in the tough part of the schedule. It's all bad now. But if you look at the Dallas schedule, right, yeah, the Dallas has got a stretch of easy games, right? They got the Giants, the Panthers, and the Commanders. They should win all three of those games. I'm not sold they're going to win them on Thanksgiving, all right? That's usually right around the fringes of Cowboys choke season. But, okay, the Cowboy fans are putting all their hope that they got those 3 games on an easy schedule, and the Eagles got the tough 5, right? But Dallas fans need to talk about this part of their schedule. They've got Seattle, not an easy, simple win. They got the Eagles, not a gimme win. Then they've got to go to Buffalo. Then they've got to go to Miami. Then they've got to play Detroit. They can lose all 4 of those games. The Eagles, Buffalo, Miami, and Detroit. Then they finish up with Washington. Okay? So, Dallas, your tough stretch is coming. It's not here yet. It will be here soon. So, you shouldn't be worrying about our tough stretch, because you got a tougher stretch, in my opinion. The Eagles can beat the Chiefs. They can. And if the Eagles beat the Chiefs, which might happen, you all are in trouble, because they will beat Buffalo. They will beat the 49ers. They will beat Dallas again. And we're looking about, the way I see things playing out right now, I think probably that Week 16 game versus the Giants probably clinches home field for us, home field throughout the playoffs. That's kind of what I'm expecting. But no, the Eagles, they're sitting pretty. We are in a great situation. And my point is, Eagle fans, don't let no Cowboy fans or anybody else tell you that you can't win, or we're not in a great spot, or we can't win these next 5 games. We can. We can. And at the worst case scenario, you finish with 13 wins. At worst. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. So my boy Heisenberg wanted to say hello and goodbye, because today he's going to his new home. He's headed to his new home with his sister. Somebody is taking 2 of our kittens, the last 2, which I'm really happy about, because that means that they're going to be together forever. And I think that's really, really cool. So, yeah, he wanted to say bye. It's time to go. He's an Eagle fan. And you ready? He's ready. There's a washed it out.